And as always, you can get interactive with us. We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, we are live on X, and we're also live on myjoyonline.com. So your comments, your questions, whatever concern you have, very much welcome. But let's start with a matter that is very serious and is gaining, some notoriety. Now, several communities have been issued and many campaigns and operations have been waged against illegal mining with a caution that the country could be importing water in the near future. If nothing is done to stop illegal mining activity, well, that's no longer a threat in the future. It is a reality. The Ghana Water Company says about 60% of its water source is silted, accounting for its difficulties in adequately serving residents of Cape Coast, Elmina, and surrounding communities. And we've got a statement to that effect. So that's the Ghana Water Company. They say that management of Ghana Water Company wishes to inform its cherished customers of water supply challenges within Cape Coast, Elmina, and surrounding communities in recent times. Now, the recent demand-supply gap is as a result of inadequate raw water received at the Setre Iman water treatment plants as a result of Galamsey or illegal mining. Now, pollution of the Pra River, along with its cause, and most especially at the catchment for abstraction, has reduced water embankment to the barest minimum. About 60% of the catchment capacity is silted as a result of illegal mining in Galamsey, compromising the quality of raw water. We are currently recording an average turbidity of 14,000 NTU instead of 2,000 NTU, designed for adequate treatment. Currently, the plant is only able to produce 7,500 liters of water a day, a quarter of which installed capacity. The situation has caused severe inconveniences to our customers and consumers, and we sincerely apologize for this. The company, according to the statement, is engaging all stakeholders to find a lasting solution to this. We are, by this announcement, entreating all interest groups to join the fight against illegal mining of Galamsey on the River Pra, especially during this festive period. Kindly report any form of illegal mining activity to your community leaders, local assembly, and support our initiative to protect our water bodies and promote sustainable water use practices. Your assistance is crucial in helping us restore the quality of raw water and ensure a reliable water supply of clean drinking water, especially as we celebrate our most cherished festival. And this is coming from the Ghana Water Company, and that is painting a grim picture of the situation relating to water supply, especially in parts of the central region. And the capital is not excluded from this situation. It is the Kairos situation. We'll be speaking to the Ghana Water Company on this first shortly. Here's an excerpt of our latest hotline documentary, Poison Rivers, produced by feature editor Richard Kwejunyako.
The chief of Achim Afiasa, Otafrija Achiman Kwenin II, expressed worry over the destruction of the Ekruso, Jetibi, Okufo, Bushenso, Brim, and other river bodies, which has forced residents to rely on sachet water. He, however, criticized successive governments for failing to fulfill its responsibility to protect these vital national resources and the environment at large. He also called on corporate organizations operating within these communities to prioritize the development.
In their Low Beach community, polytanks stand like silent guards, collecting precious rainwater to sustain the residents. These tanks, along with a scattering of wells, are the lifelines for households, providing water for daily chores in a place where every drop is cherished. Despite the increasing cost of the sachet water, the community is forced to rely on it for drinking, a costly and unsustainable practice.
Those days, our mothers used to fetch it to wash their dishes, their clothes, for bathing, but these days it's very difficult for them to even fetch the water. You can testify it because it's very dirty.
Daniel Fiase is appalled about the lack of action to deal with the menace of illegal mining that is wiping out their livelihoods.
For now, what we have adopted is to get a community well so that one will help us, because relying on this water is not 100%. So we are no more relying on this water.
You live by the river, but you are not...
relying on it.
Do they still fish in this?
The fish, they are doing it, but it's not like those days.
In this river?
Yes, because since the water is very dirty and a lot of chemicals, it is also affecting the life of the fishes in the water or the aquatic organisms in the water.
In the Shamar district of the Western region, 6 communities have become a testament to the havoc caused by rampant illegal mining. Over 3 years, diarrhea cases have surged alarmingly from 5,000 to 10,000, a stark indicator of the deteriorating water quality. Communities relying on contaminated water sources are at risk of waterborne diseases. The long-term exposure to heavy metals, according to scientists, can lead to chronic health conditions, including neurological and kidney problems.
Anytime you mine gold, the soil, God created the world in such a way that once everything is locked up, we don't have problem. But once you disturb the soil and you pick the gold comes with us in pyrite rocks. So once you pick the gold and take out the gold from it, the others are there to cause havoc. Those of us who find ourselves around this place, we are directly affected because we get our water from the Praia River. And today, the Praia River has become a mining hub. A whole factory of mining gold is at the Praia River. So we are directly affected. Even though all the water bodies that have been abstracted by Ghana Water Company are affected, we are the most affected. Look at the color of the Praia River. It's no longer a river, it's become a mud, more or less, with all these heavy metals and the mercury. And so it becomes a problem if we want to use it directly. But even the sachet water, we don't know how they are backed. Whether it's the same tap water that they go to hide somewhere. Everything is possible in Ghana.
So this compelling documentary airs on Monday at 8:30 a.m. on JoyNews channel and of course on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. But joining us now is Nana Yaberema, Communications Manager at Ghana Water Company for the Central and Western regions. Also Erasmus Asare Donkor, my colleague with Love FM, who's done extensive work exposing illegal mining activities across the country. He's also currently at a Galamsey site and he'll be sharing with us what he is witnessing. Also, as usual, when it comes to these matters, we can't go past Awula Serwah, eco-conscious citizens Ghana. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I bring you in, let's establish some parameters. We've got a foundation to inform this discussion. This is what we have so far, what you're seeing on the screen. So in terms of tree cover in Ghana, 1.64 million hectares of tree cover we've lost in the last decade. That's between 2021 and 2023. The reason is that people are bringing out the trees so that they can undertake their illegal mining activities, and the picture amplifies this particular development. And this is according to the Global Forest Watch. 1.6 in the last 2 quarters, in the last 2 decades. Now, top 4 regions with a heavy tree cover loss: Western, the Ashanti, Eastern, and Central. And this is absolutely, important in terms of making up because these regions are the ones that, in time past, leading producer of timber, Ashanti and Western, for example. And so it is no surprising that they are the ones hardest in terms of the trees that have been felled illegally. Western 7547, Ashanti 382, Eastern 223, Central region 215. Top regions with a heavy tree cover loss in 1,000 hectares. Right, so these are some facts that, will inform the discussion we're going to have pretty shortly. Again, the tree cover loss in Ghana, 3.4% of tree cover loss occurred in areas where dominant drivers of loss resulted in deforestation. So that's what you see on your screens now. And again, this is by courtesy of Global Forest Watch. So let's understand what is happening, because we're talking about water and how illegal mining is impacting on water supply in the central region, for example. We will start the conversation from that angle. And of course, I'll bring in my colleague, Erasmus Asare Donkor, who is at an illegal mining site, if you like. And of course, we'll get to understand what civil society make of this current development. Nanaya Berryman, Nanaya, good afternoon and welcome to the poll. So how dire is the situation in the central region? My thinking was that central region shouldn't have any issue with illegal mining. If we can unmute for me, Nanaya Berryman.
I've unmuted, really.
Thank you so much. I can hear you loud and clear. So my thinking before the show was that, I mean, when we talk about illegal mining, the focus should rather be on Ashanti, Eastern, and the Western region. Central region shouldn't be having this. So why is it difficult, or is becoming extremely difficult to, sanitize the water and supply to homes?
Well, I must say that you have been disappointed big time. In fact, whenever I see on TV the devastation is caused by illegal mining, especially as you were rolling the documentary,
yes,
I was just sighing and nodding my head that we could live in a country where such a thing is happening. Water, they say, is life. So to destroy your water body is to commit suicide. And that is exactly what we are doing as Ghanaians. We are actually committing suicide. We are poisoning our river bodies. We are destroying our river bodies. So that tomorrow, probably, we will import water from wherever. Well, if you say you're going to import water, if that country where you want to import the water from destroyed their water bodies, where would you be getting the water to import from?
A very important question.
You read the statement that was issued from Central Region. It's saying that now Secheheman, which is the biggest treatment plant in Central Region, is doing a quarter of its capacity.
Right.
Not that the plant, the equipment have problems. No, it is just because the pollution of the Pra River is such that we cannot do anything more than that. We are unable to abstract adequate quantity of water for treatment because the deterioration is so bad that we cannot go beyond that. And people will have to suffer. People will have to suffer going up and down looking for potable water. And that's exactly what we are doing to ourselves as Ghanaians. It's not people from elsewhere who are coming to do it for us. But even if they are coming to do it for us, we have allowed them. Nobody can come from China and walk to Pra River. He does not know anything like Pra. But we Ghanaians will take them to the Pra River and tell them it doesn't really matter. We can go scot-free. Just destroy the water, give us the gold, and they do it for us. And that's what is happening.
So apart from the fact that, you are operating below capacity, my guess is also that you are spending more to even treat the little water that you are getting.
Elton, everybody in Ghana, I've lived in Ghana all my life. Everybody in Ghana knows that the coagulant that we have used all over the year has been aluminum sulfate.
Right.
But because of the deterioration of the quality of the Pra River, we are unable to use alum anymore. So we have had to go in for another coagulant called polyelectrolyte, or polymer for short.
Okay.
And that polymer, the cost of polymer is 4 times expensive than alum. This tells you that Ghana Water Company is having to spend 4 times more than the cost of treatment in getting treatment chemicals. And can we afford to do this to ourselves? Yet we are doing it. Come to Secheheman, Daboase, also in Western region. The same thing, because the same Pra River that traverses from Central region and then comes to Western region for us to abstract at Daboase. The water quality is so bad. But let me paint this picture.
Please go on.
You know, we read in the statement that the turbidity of the Pra River at Sechehiman is 14,000 NTU. That the NTU is a unit for measuring turbidity. And they said instead of 2,000 NTU, but the 2,000 NTU is not supposed to be the original turbidity or quality of the Pra River. It was around, if you come to Daboase, it was around 200 NTU.
Right.
But now it has gone to 14,000. The 2,000 they talked about is that if it goes up to 2,000, we can manage.
Right.
But now it's not 2,000, it's not 3,000, it's not even 10,000, it is 14,000. And it's just an average. So there are times that it goes beyond 14,000. And Ghana Water Company must do magic, perform magic, and reduce it from 14,000 to 5 NTU. Can you imagine the work that Ghana Water Company has to do before we can get a drop of water to the homes of customers? But Ghanaians are doing this.
Exactly, and now we are seeing the impact. Your statement says that, residents of Cape Coast, Elmina, should brace themselves for more water shortages. So it's already happening.
Yes, that is what is happening. And it's not as if there's no water in the Pra River. But the quality is so bad, we can't abstract more than that. We can't abstract more. In fact, the same thing is happening in Western region, Daboase, where we abstract the Pra River. Sometimes the Galamsey operation causes the sand or the silt to gather at the intake that we are not able to abstract water. Sometimes we even need to close down the plant, but we can't close it down. So we have to do whatever we can to be able to abstract the little that we can. In fact, this thing must stop. It must not continue.
Reading, also going through your statement, you are actually directing residents to report activities of illegal mining to some designated contacts. And I'm wondering, is it the first time you are seeing this? What have you done in recent time to get authorities' attention to what is happening? And what has been their response to addressing this very important matter, where water now is becoming a scarce commodity for folks in the central region?
Okay, Edson, the issue of illegal mining is not a secret to anybody. It is known. Everybody, without exception, knows about it. So, in fact, now we don't even, let me say we are not desperate. So we cannot but say, please help us. It's like an SOS message that is being, sent out there. So we are just pleading. Maybe, just maybe, somebody will hear and do something about it. It is getting terrible. If we close down Sechehiman and close down Daboase, what will happen to Cape Coast? What will happen to Takoradi? The Sechehiman treatment plant is the biggest plant in Central region. But authorities have been compelled to reduce treatment to a quarter of its capacity. And it happens in Western region too, where sometimes we don't even have enough water to abstract. So we are just a desperate attempt to possibly get attention.
All right.
It's not as if nobody knows about it.
Oberma, you give me a minute. Let me go to my other guest. I'll come back to ask you. So what will be the end game if this call you are making is not, listened to, and then a solution found to the crisis that we are already in the central region? But let me bring in, I'll come to you because I will need you to offer some, expert advice on the way forward. Erasmus Asare Donkor, my colleague with Love FM, is Friday. I would expect that he will be getting ready to go and spend quality time with the family for this weekend. But he is in an illegal mining site, and he's going to tell us what he is seeing. Erasmus, good afternoon and welcome to the post. So I don't want to ask where you are, but what are you seeing where you are? I would expect that Friday you'll be getting ready to drive all the way from, Aija to Asquire and have some good time with your family. But you are observing the destruction of our forest cover.
I'll disclose to you my current location, but I can tell you where I'm coming from. My team and I are returning from Tananya, precisely Samra Boy and its environs, where illegal miners have invaded that protected forest and you should just watch out for our report and look at the devastation caused to a protected forest reserve. We are also coming from the Tano River. We scanned along the Tano River, and you could see the active mining. And what is so sad is that we have Chinese foreign nationals who have pitched camp along the Tano River, have put their artisanal washing bays at the Tano River, and are washing directly into the river. Can you imagine that? And let me say that this administration, the president and his appointed ministers, the EPA, the Minerals Commission, are all superintending over a crime that is killing everybody across the country. And they are not bothered. Because why would you have all major rivers across the country contaminated? Contaminated because we have checked samples, we have tested them, and we have seen high levels of heavy poisonous metal in them.
Right.
So Nana Yabema is talking about not being able to treat it. We are talking about not even being able to even lift poisonous heavy metals from the treated water. How can a leader superintend over this emergency and still sleep as if nothing has happened?
So the places that you are, where you are now, and the fact that you're reporting some foreign nationals, engaged in open, mining. I mean, are they doing so together with our own compatriots?
At the Tano River, along the Tano River, we just flew our drone and we pictured them. Some of the Chinese nationals are driving the excavators themselves, contrary to our own mining regulations on the involvement of foreigners in active mining on the ground.
In small-scale mining,
Yes, and we have our own people watching on. I just asked one of the gentlemen, who is a Ghanaian, I asked him, why would you want to do this to your own country? Because back in China, you will be penalized severely, including a death penalty, if you should do that in their own country. And we are doing this in our own country and watching them pollute our river. Now, Nane Abema is talking about the Pra River. We have traced the tributaries of the Pra River across all the Wasa towns. Look at how the Sanfan machines are sitting directly on the river as we speak, polluting it. Some who are mining along the Pra are leaking their residue, something that should be kept and banked. Tailing dams are banked because the people who mine know the poisonous things that you find in the tailing dams. Now we are washing directly the tailings into the major river. And so, when I look at this, I get sick to the stomach. Because how can leaders in this country just watch on? Something that in other countries would have been an emergency. The police would have been running helter-skelter. But we have police administration watching on at Dunkwao, while Sanfan machines sit on the Ofen River and pollute it, as if nothing is happening. And we have eminent people in this country, pastors, religious bodies, and they are sitting there, and they are not telling the president anything at all. That is regrettable. It's shocking, to say the least.
All right, Erasmus, I'll leave you because you're driving. Thank you very much for the perspective you brought to this discussion. Let me bring in Awula Serwah. She's with Eco-Conscious Citizens Ghana. And then later I'll go back to Yaberima to tell us the way forward from the position of Ghana Water Company and the danger we are in if the matter is not addressed. So Awula, you've heard Nana Yaberima. The Ghana Water Company has issued a statement saying that if this is not done already, they've warned residents in Cape Coast, Elmina, and some parts of the Western region that they should expect water shortage. And don't know when full restoration will be done. And then the danger going forward is that it may not come at all. Erasmus is somewhere in the central region, and he brought us that report. You have been very insistent on the fact that there should be a conscious effort to amend LI 482, which, guarantees some kind of mining in certain places which ought not to be mined. Now you are hearing from the Ghana Water Company, they are helpless. For you, what is happening here?
It's very difficult to speak. Ghana Water Company has been warning us for a very long time that if we continue at this rate, they'll not be able to treat the water. And this is what has come to pass. Listening to Erasmus, looking at all the evidence, I don't know what to say. We face an existential threat. I'm not sure if our leaders are blind or they just don't care. You put your presidency on the line 7 years ago, supposedly to deal with this situation. Nothing has happened. It's worse than, I won't say nothing has happened. A lot has happened. It is far, far worse. The people putting their lives on the line are the journalists. The journalists are doing a brilliant job. They are bringing all this to our attention. And what are we doing about it? Absolutely nothing. We can declare a state of emergency and stop this situation yesterday if we want to. But we're not particularly bothered. All we are interested in is votes. We hear the flag bearer of the NPP talking about completing the cathedral. Right. Who needs a cathedral at this stage? We need to stop the poisoning of our water bodies. I mean, are we for real? I really can't find the words. Either we just don't care because we are committing crimes against humanity by watching idly by. I'll give you an example. We have the Draw River Forest Reserve. Yes. Because of LI 2462, we find devastation going on there. It's a globally significant biodiversity area. We have Atronsu. They had the once pristine Atronsu stream. When the excavators went there, we contacted the Western North Region Minister, told him what was going on. Did he do anything about it? Did the DCE do anything about it? It took a visit by Joy and social media agitation that now the excavators have left, but they've left open pits and the river has been poisoned. I mean, when you listen to this, are we for real? Do we not understand that we are signing our death warrants? We are committing suicide. And yet all we are interested in, both the NPP and the NDC, is winning the next election, winning to preside over a country of poisoned people. I mean, I really don't know what else I can add.
No, but Awula, I mean, let's situate this matter well. I mean, when this matter became so pronounced and the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, led this government onslaught, announced certain measures, including no entry to our forest cover. I mean, government had an elaborate plan to deal with this matter. The question really is, hasn't government done what is supposed to do? Is the situation not the fact that citizens have become
No, let's be very, very clear. Government is complicit in what is going on. I mean, you can say all the fine words. The proof of the pudding is them eating. What actual steps have been taken? Look at the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve. Journalists and others uncovered the devastation going on. Akonta mining were said to have been involved. The president went out of his way to exonerate them. Has any investigation been conducted? Have any prosecutions? Not at all. So we're not serious. Then Parliament goes and passes LI 2462. Yes. If you want to protect your forest reserves, why on earth would you go and pass LI 2462, which not only allows mining in forest reserves, but also in globally significant biodiversity areas such as Atiwa and the Draw River Forest Reserve? Are we for real? We are saying one thing, paying lip service, but we truly do not care. We do not care about the welfare of Ghanaians. We are sitting there supervising their poisoning, and we don't care. We know there's a rise in kidney disease. We know that there are maternal deaths, deformed babies, but we don't care. All we care about is votes. I'm sorry, but there needs to be prosecutions, and all those supervising the poisoning of Ghanaians should be charged with murder and manslaughter. Maybe this is something that would help.
But again, we have demonstrated that even where the law exists, we've violated it with impunity. So to what extent would an amendment to the LI help bring some sanity to this sector?
No, you see, if you have the LI, you are allowing illegality. First of all, you remove the LI. At the same time, if you really want to stop what is going on, start dealing with the highly placed persons who you know them, because they are funding both parties. You know them, stop them from poisoning Ghanaians. And then you were prepared to send troops to Burkina Faso when they had the coup. but we cannot even declare a state of emergency. And we have drones, so we know exactly where the illegal miners are. We cannot send troops to go and stop it. We are not serious. We are not interested. We are just paying lip service, I'm sorry to say. And we'll be held accountable one day.
But me and you, I mean, the fact also remains that we are not angry enough because...
Yes, I keep on saying we're not angry enough. When it got to the pensions, we're angry enough. The TUC and other bodies threatened a general strike, and Snake hurriedly did a U-turn. If Ghanaians were to be angry enough, when I say angry enough, I don't mean going around burning shops and causing mayhem. That is stupidity. I'm talking about being angry enough and channeling the anger in a responsible manner. We can say we are going on a general strike until you do something. Revoke LI 2462, revoke EI 144, which has declassified parts of Achimota Forest. A shame on the cabinet who has done this. And then whether you have to send the army, secure our forest reserves, and start the prosecutions. We know those who are involved. Hold them accountable. And there's a principle of polluter pays. Those who have polluted our waters, make them pay. If you have to sell their houses and ill-gotten wealth be taken from them, use it to restore the environment they have irresponsibly destroyed. For starters, only for starters.
Thank you so much, Awula Serwah, for your perspective on this matter. Let me go back to Nana Yaberema, Communication Manager at